Hello, and welcome to Trust Your Sacred Feminine Flow. I'm your host, Joni Advent Maher, mystic, spiritual midwife, and visionary leadership guide. It's my great pleasure to share inspiring and intimate conversations and emerging wisdom gathered from our collective feminine journey of awakening. My guests are revolutionary women at the cutting edge of both personal and global transformation. I invite you to join us in claiming our sovereignty, changing the world, and flourishing no matter what. Hello and welcome, beloved. It's such an honor to be with you again today. And welcome to the new year. When I was a little girl, I had a large extended family, and we would get together for all the holidays and have these big parties. And I had lots of cousins and have fun. And invariably, it would be time to leave, and I wouldn't want to go. And my father would always say, "Leave the party while you're still having a good time." And his words came back to me as I realized just a few weeks ago that it was time to pause my podcast production. It was time to pause creating new Trust Your Sacred Feminine Flow content, that I was being called in a different direction as we enter this new year, a direction that will foster more intimacy and engagement, hopefully with you and with all those who are looking for this work grounded in trusting our sacred feminine, trusting our sacred feminine flow. And so today it is bittersweet. I can feel the sadness in my heart that even as I know what I am called to do, that I need to say goodbye to this particular form. And there's grief that comes with that, because this journey, this Trust Your Sacred Feminine Flow journey, has been such a rich and gratifying one for me. I cannot even tell you all the ways that I've grown through this process. If you listen to all the episodes, you would hear all the ways that I have grown throughout this process. And I am so immensely and deeply grateful for that. For the women that I've interviewed, for you, dear listener, for going on this journey with me. And I'm so struck by how over these last 4.5 years, we have been able to take the feminine, the sacred feminine, the divine feminine. We have been able to take that essence and that energy into our lives and into the world in deeper and more profound ways. I was just reflecting and realizing that so many of my past guests now have podcasts of their own. And I was feeling such deep gratitude in my heart for the whole host of women and the new podcasts that are out there that are exploring the feminine, the sacred, and grateful too for you for consistently tuning in. It is through our consumption. It enables us to then go forward into our own lives and share from that place, from that new vantage point, that new point of inspiration or wisdom. So I want to share a little bit about where I'm being called and my hope that you may be inspired to join me. I'm really feeling the call for more intimate engagement with you and with women like you who want to spread this, who want to find a way to bring the wisdom of sacred feminine flow out into the world your particular unique version of that wisdom, as well as what we are co-creating together. So I have been inspired to create community. What that will look like initially is a Facebook group. It's important to me to have a space where we can deepen in our dialogue, where I can continue to do interviews and share my wisdom teachings, but have a video component and a way to have live engagement and comments. The other pieces I am so excited to explore in 2021 is a new focus for my work. And while sacred feminine flow and the importance of trust is always at the heart of what I'm doing, I'm also being called in a new form known as Ascension Leadership. And Ascension Leadership is the diamond light at the heart of my sacred work. And what I mean when I bring those words together, for those of us that are on a conscious spiritual path, the more we grow and the more we awaken and the more we evolve, we are naturally called to share the wisdom that's been gathered through our healing process. And at the same time, as we move through life and are offering these gifts, that service, that sacred service, calls us to deeper layers of healing. So I am making a gesture with my hands that you can't see. It's like the limnoscape gesture of that infinity loop of the figure 8. So the deeper we go in our healing process, our awakening inner work, the more we ascend, the more we expand, the more wisdom and deeper truth we have to offer the world. And as we move forward to share that, we are called again and again and again to come back to ourselves and to heal at even deeper layers, to call even more of ourselves back home to our true essence. And it is this figure 8, this limnoscape of back and forth, of ascending and being called to lead, and then being called to the inner work through the new stage and phase of ascension. So these are the themes I am called to explore in community with other women, to explore our deep spiritual passion, to explore the call to leadership and the way that shows up in our lives, and to explore and support each other through the inner work. So I have the new Facebook group, which is a way that you can explore with me. I have my YouTube channel where I will also be putting out new content. And I am delighted and excited to offer a new private program, Magdalene Rose, which is a group journey in Ascension Leadership. It's for you if you have reached a level of mastery in your work, but you are being called to a deeper initiation in the divine feminine tradition of exceptional leadership. It's an invitation to step into your eldership, whether it's as a master teacher, healer, or priestess. It is an opportunity to be initiated into embodying the mantle of authority that you have earned over a lifetime of service, teaching, healing, and guiding others. It can be so hard for us as women to claim the totality of our wisdom, of our worth, of our influence, of our impact. And so birthing this next stage of leadership, it's not like those we've experienced previously. We don't have others to guide us. Birthing this next stage of leadership is unlike any level we've experienced before, where we had others to guide us in developing our gifts or our craft. You're already at the point in mastery. This next step is not from apprentice to novice or novice to master. This is a time for initiation from mastery into sacred elder. Those are the women that I am called to serve at this time. The Magdalene Rose container is for you. If you are ready to claim and own your influence and release all the old ways of staying small and hiding out, as well as unwinding the old impulses to push yourself or carry it all by yourself. Whether we have difficulty recognizing it or not, as conscious, connected, wise women, we are some of the most powerful and influential beings on the planet. And I'm not saying that to flatter you. I'm saying it as a call to arms, because we can no longer hang out in our reluctance to claim our power and our influence. As we know, there are those who are all too eager to claim our disowned power and to use it to perpetuate the mess that we're in collectively. So to enter spiritual eldership is to enter the mystery, and to take this kind of quantum leap, we need exceptional support and guidance, practically and spiritually. So earlier this fall, the Divine Feminine Ascended Masters, Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary, came forward to support me in creating this journey. And they have come forward to support the container and the community that I am fostering and building. Both of these women were powerful spiritual revolutionaries and allies in their own right. They did not come to me to convert anyone into a given faith or path of devotion, to mentor the embodiment and the full blossoming of each woman's path of spiritual devotion and personal leadership. So, beloved, I am calling an intimate circle of sisters stepping out. Our whole life has been a preparation for these times. So with the Magdalene Rose program, I am calling this circle together to rise, expand, and embody our spiritual power and authority to bring the light of authentic, inspired leadership into our world and into the larger human family. If this call resonates with you, I have a link in the show notes for you to get all the details and information. And if you are feeling called to deepen in community with me on the subject of the sacred feminine, Ascension Leadership, and all that emerges from there, I have included the link for the Facebook group in the show notes as well. As we bring this to a close, I'm sending you my love and my gratitude. I honor you and the light that you are and the light that you bring to this world. I thank you for journeying with me. I hope to deepen in our connection and our conversation as we move forward in 2021. And as always, beloved, I offer you the reminder to trust what your heart knows. Thanks for listening to Trust Your Sacred Feminine Flow. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend and be sure to subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcasts. And visit theradianceequation.com to receive your copy of The Radiance Equation, a visionary's guide to coming out of hiding, owning your wisdom, and creating your greatest impact.